From January 1st to April 1st of this year, I put out a survey asking participants to rate all 60 Disney animated films. The idea was to gather responses and rank them by consensus, both in terms of numbers and the elements of a given film most commonly brought up by the participants. By the time the survey deadline came, I had netted 81 responses, which is hopefully objective enough for a definitive ranking. Something I would like to point out is that I had made the question skippable if a participant was unfamiliar with a film or two. It turns out that at least 50 of the 81 participants responded to all of the questions. This may largely be because the movies from the package film era, the Dark Age, and the post-Renaissance era are relatively obscure, and it kind of shows in the ranking. But hey, having a little over half of the participants know every Disney animated movie isn't so bad. I would also like to point out that not a lot of the participants left detailed comments on the films, so I couldn't exactly deduce how some elements that weren't discussed as are generally seen in a given film. If the one-sentence critiques seem too vague or focus on one or two aspects of the film, that's why. I also added my 2 cents in some of the critiques, which I hope fleshes out the general opinion about those films, and gives it more of an objective stance. Side note, the words average and meh will be used alternately throughout the video. I just want to clarify now that for the sake of this ranking, those words will basically mean the same thing. So, without further ado, here's the Disney Anime Canon ranking in a nutshell. Lack of overall plot and shorts focused on calm visuals and music make it boring for the most part. Largely boring and dated, try 1940s. The runtime is mercifully short and there are some anime shorts peppered throughout. More fast-paced shorts make it more fun than Make My Music. Second short is more memorable than the first. Lively music and entertainment for most of the film, but the third act's focus on surrealism is likely to turn viewers off. Also a bit dated. Lackluster story and juvenile comedy reveal films intend to follow the trend of early 2000s movies. Though ambitious and dark, the elaborate art and standout villain do not save the otherwise lackluster film. Beautiful animation lend to introduction to classical music, but 2-hour runtime and lack of overall plot make it most of it boring. Engaging standalone stories make it the best of the package film era. More lively music and standalone stories bump it up from the first film. Music is largely praised, but the film is ultimately average. More focus on action and adventure than the first film, but ultimately not safe from obscurity. Enjoyable story, though not well known. Unappealing characters and genre shift plague film. Father-son relationship doesn't work strongly as emotional core. Extreme light and dark moments are prominent to the point of being either heartwarming or downright disturbing. Not very memorable, but visuals do help it stand out. 50-50 at best, and not well known. Good message, but internet references are not well received. The sequel is not at the same level as the original film. How it compares to the first film is 50-50, some praise given to Olaf. Cute with emotional moments, but unfortunately has dated elements. Cute friendship between leads as children that takes a melancholic turn, but otherwise not impressionable. Ambitious and mature take on sci-fi pulp fiction genre has elements that are either unappealing or lackluster to some viewers. Time travel and film's message are highlights. Thrilling wizard's duel barely makes up for other lackluster elements. Charming with outdated elements. Nostalgia and importance to animation history help make it stand out. Cute characters with poignant death scene, though very light on story. Mature and visually astounding, but also undercut by forced message, Avatar comparison, and underdeveloped characters. Story is lackluster, but presence of animals, mainly dogs, appeals to some viewers. Underrated story with some elements that may not appeal to everyone, mainly the steampunk sci-fi aesthetic and the comic reliefs. Appeals to cat lovers and has catchy music. Characters being reimagined as animals works to the film's advantage. Very entertaining. Film suffers from extreme light dark tone shifts, though the message, protagonist, female lead, and villain are highlights. Fairies, villain, and beautiful art style are definite highlights, though the views of the princess are 50-50, and the kiss is subject to interpretation. Strong emotional moments and themes that are unfortunately derailed by light tone shift in the second act. Historically inaccurate with artistic elements and good message about overcoming prejudice. Bond between sisters is film's core strength, but the movie is more popular than warranted, aka overrated. Unique protagonists, but loving references to video games are 50-50 depending on the viewer. Nostalgia for the characters, though the story is 50-50 depending on the viewer, mainly appeals to children. Animal sidekicks are a highlight, views on the protagonists are 50-50, and there are some tropes considered to be outdated. Film's message reflects real life, though the film itself doesn't appeal to everyone. Comedy is king in this film. Boom, baby! Cute and sweet story that appeals to animal lovers, though it has problematic elements. Film speaks strongly to childhood nostalgia. Soundtrack is the film's main strength. Diva villain is the film's highlight, and the movie appeals to dog lovers. Strong messages and themes, but the story suffers a bit from runtime. soundtrack is highly favored. Pros: unique love interest, unique villain, and enjoyable songs. Con: Greek mythology got sanitized. Despite problematic elements, the film speaks strongly to nostalgia and childhood wonder. Catchy soundtrack is a definite highlight. Lively music, though views on the protagonists are 50-50, and there are elements that are subject to interpretation. Trippy yet entertaining, nostalgia may be involved. Mature story and unique characters lend to the film's strengths. Characters, their arcs, and the music are strong highlights. Opinion of black representation depends on viewer. Wonderful music and protagonist has admirable qualities. The film has some elements that are subject to interpretation. Down-to-earth and heartwarming despite sci-fi elements. Inspiring protagonists and catchy music. Great characters, good story, and entertaining music. Comedy, characters, and soundtrack are highlights. And a genie too. Strong original story and great songs, as well as appealing characters and animation. Comedy and drama complement amazing songs and epic story. And that's all 60 Disney animated films definitively ranked. As you can see, most of the movies were rated good, while the remainders were either average or great. None of the films were universally rated as the best, because let's be real, no movie is perfect and people always have different takes on something. But hey, at least none of the Disney films landed in the bad or worst categories. That says something about the quality Disney puts out, even for all their money-grubbing ways. If you want me to provide a more in-depth analysis on the Disney movies and explain in detail why each film is ranked in certain spots, at least as best I can, please comment down below. There's one more thing I'd like to add before I sign off. If you're wondering about a definitive Pixar ranking, look out for a survey about those films in the near future. It will be open from midnight on June 24th to midnight on September 22nd. I'll supply the link in the description of this video at that time, and also on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages, the links to which are currently in the description. Cartoonic, over and out.